Thanks for being here tonight.
Yeah, actually, it's good being here. And talk about Spurs, mixed fortune. Spurs are in trouble. Consider the second goal now in the extra time. And although they still have the advantage, because if they get to score one, then we'll have to score two. But again, it's what it is in football. It happens every time. Remember the Juventus game in the Champions League. And now the game everyone or almost every football fan wants to see is possibly Zlatan versus Manchester United. Everyone is hoping let him get to play in this game. But overall, yesterday, the women's football, beautiful performance. I tell people, if you've not seen the women play, you still believe the old saying of girls know they play ball until you watch them play. I saw Robo Queens versus Rivers Danger yesterday, and I'm like, wow, this is football. And overall, that's what we want. You know, if you can cover the game as a media personnel, and if you can see the clips and everything, you will know there's beauty in Nigeria. Which brings the old saying, the same thing I tell people all the time. Because the administration is bad, because the planning of the leagues are bad, that's the men and women, doesn't mean we don't have good players in Nigeria.
And just to buttress
the competition, just know that the top 6 teams are separated by 1 point.
Yeah.
That's an eye-opener for them. And the games today, Katina knew what they needed to do to get out of the relegation zone. And it was to defeat Rangers, who were top of the table. And in quick succession, like first 10 minutes, they were 2 goals up. And now they're out of relegation. The MFM have dropped down to that position. Same thing for Nasarawa United. They knew the only thing we needed to do was win our game and go to the top of the table. And the first 35 minutes, they scored 3 goals already. I think yesterday, the goals were dried up. I don't know. The goals were just not forthcoming. But today, it feels like the goals that were not scored yesterday, we have to score everything today. And in the games today, there were 9 goals in 3 games. And the 6 games yesterday, I think there were 9 goals in the 6 games yesterday. And today, just 3 games, 9 goals. One thing I know is, if you are talking about competition, it's the NPFL. Lose 1 game, you can drop down 7 places. Win 1 game, you can remember MFM when they went from 15th to 9th. They lost their game, they dropped to 16th. It means every point is very important in the NPFL. And with the games we saw today, that was the definition of that. It's not far from the top. They have 22 points. Yes, they are 9th on the table. Yeah. 22 points is just 5 points away from the top. You just need to win 2 games, and probably the 4 teams at the top lose 2 games and you are back. But it's good. It's better to probably kick your season running anytime than to not kick your season running at all. Remember Man City in the Premier League, they were probably among the top teams. They started poorly amongst all of them. Then suddenly they picked up, and while others were probably messing up, they continue. So who knows? Maybe that could be Plateau United's. At the point, City were out of the top 10. Yeah. So who knows? It could be Plateau United's form. But again, like you said earlier on, everybody keeps saying Enyimba 4 games. And that 4 games, the fact that they are not far from the top, Enyimba will not lose 4 straight games with the NPFL. It's not in his lifetime. And they are 3 points away from the top. So
even with those 4 games.
Even with those 4 games. So you expect them to probably still win 2. I listened to a guy and he was like, well, Enyimba has 6, they are this on the table, but I'm sure by the end of the season, Enyimba will be champions. Seeing the table right now, almost everyone that follows the league will think, well, Enyimba are still champions. But again, it's still very far. Plateau United are coming up. Kano Pillars are still not so consistent. Kwara United and co. The only thing that will stop Enyimba from not winning the league as of now is if they fail to win those 4 games. And I don't think it will happen. Enyimba will not lose 4 straight games in the NPFL.
Okay.
NPFL clubs need to know their job sometimes. I got to a point I said I was not going to ask many of them questions anymore. When you ask 1-2 questions, the next thing you hear is talk to our team manager or talk to our GM. I'm like, dude, you are the media officer. There are some basic questions you should
be able to answer.
Before the game yesterday, it was like, okay, is it true your manager? I said, okay, initially there were reports I said it's a lie. That they want to focus on this game. Well, no, you should tell us. We have the right to know. Else, if you don't tell people, they start fabricating stories. Then you start coming out and hitting out at people. According to the coach, he said he was owed 5 months' salary. That's total about 25,000. That they were interference with his team selections and all that.
That's his basic reason.
Yeah. Then he came up with they've not even given him I think work permit to work in Nigeria. And the French embassy told him, you're an illegal immigrant. And those are the major reasons why he had to step out. So we are waiting for like the official report, because if Kano Pillars don't say anything, it means they agree that what he said is true. And if he's lying against them, they have to come out to defend themselves. But I don't want to think.
So play the devil's advocate.
I hope they will end up saying something. That's another thing. Okay. Sometimes, okay, we will get back. I tell you, if NPFL officials, even LMC say we will, most of the time they don't do anything. That we will is just to push away the media. Okay, we've answered the question. We'll get there later on. Yeah.
Okay, let me bring.
If he has come out to speak, it's almost impossible for him to get back again. It means probably there may have been some talks underneath. Maybe he's been complaining and everywhere. Okay, well, nothing is happening. Again,
even in that press statement that you alluded to, there were some accusations.
Yeah, so what are the things in the contract? Those are probably part of the major things. It brings us back to what was said before the season started. the licensing regulations, if those things were followed. Remember, one of the things where there should be a certain amount, I think about 200 million in the account, at least we are sure for a certain number of months or probably a season, you can sort out both the coaches and the players' salary. If those things were followed, the issue of, I think, Sunshine started at the point, talking about everyone talking about owing salary. At least, if you are talking about owing salary, which is wrong, probably should be end of the season. But not the first 15, 16 games. But again, still waiting for confirmation from Canopy. They've agreed, okay, he has gone.
Sent in a resignation.
Yeah, but what happens after? He has accused you of owing him 5 months' salary. He said you guys are the ones always in the local palace, took him out in his team. And so those accusations, are you defending yourself or you are pushing it under the rug? They have to tell us something apart from we are looking into it. Because I'm sure this is not, he didn't just come out and decide to resign. There would have been talks before now. Are you guys paying me when I pay? And another thing is, if you are bringing someone from the abroad to coach here, you have to find a way to get him work permit. Because like the report says, he's an illegal immigrant. So you have to get him work permit.
Okay.
Good. Like we've talked about when NFF discussion. If you are letting go of a manager,
straight
either it makes sense, it doesn't make sense for whatever. Tuchel was not sacked for footballing reason. Ancelotti was not sacked for footballing reason at Napoli, but I said, Tuchel at PSG, Ancelotti.
At Napoli.
At least you know you are sacking him
straight away.
There should be a contract. So fulfill what's in the contract.
That's
and
all.
You move on. So whatever happens after can be sorted out. But I remember, I think we were both here at the start of the season when again said, compared to Arsenal, Arsene Wenger's unbeaten squad, that they want to go unbeaten for the season and win the league and everything. But again, it's good to make or to say what you want before the fight starts. Because when the fight starts, it will be difficult to talk. But let's see what happens. It's strange that Mosizeto has really been quiet on this issue.
Oh, well, Tottenham, goodbye.
I'm sure Jose Mourinho is trending right now on Twitter.
He is.
Mislav Osic scored the 3 goals.
He's coming for a lot of criticisms. The style of football.
And they got to a point, Sport looked to be winning. Harry Kane, Gareth Bale, everyone scoring from all cylinders. We talked off that Daniel Levy will be laughing right now because if you want Harry Kane now, you are going to pay through your nose. But going out of the Europa League, you'll probably be a dent. One of their best chances to get back to Champions League is Europa League because the fight for top 4 now is very, very tough. It depends on what the guys at the top will do. That United, Leicester, Liverpool, Chelsea, they still have better chance than Spurs. Now that is
you have to throw like West Ham and Everton into the mix as well.
Now he has a tough task. I'm sure if you go social media now, Mourinho is definitely trending.
Okay, all right, we'll leave it at that.
Well, again, whoever they decide to get, sometimes new manager adrenaline. Remember Ole Gunnar Solskjaer United, I think about 12 games unbeaten, and it turned down. That's what I'm telling some Chelsea fans. Just calm down.
Calm down.
13 games now, who knows what can happen. So maybe it could help. What was they've been swimming in relegation water since I think match day 2 or 3, and they're still there. I think they're 18th or 19th
one of the reasons
so
for this.
Who knows?
Decision.
A new manager may come in and turn the tide around for them. Let's wait and see. I saw Emmanuel Saon's animation. The plan was, let's try and score 2 goals. Get 2 early goals. That will be difficult for Rivers Angels to score 2 back. And remember, that was Rivers Angels' first loss so far this season. And from the way they played, you will know why they've been unbeaten so far in the league. Like I said earlier, Robo were lucky. They could have considered a goal late on in the game, but the shot went over the bar. But overall performance, it felt like I saw a senior colleague was saying on the field that he's now seen women's football in a very long time. That, is it always this interesting that you'll probably never miss either Dream Star game or Robo that everyone will have to be going? It means he also saw something interesting. I was watching the game and I'm like, this is what we want. Hopefully they can get the same traction like the men. Yes, we want more. Much more, not just seeing clips. We want to watch their game too on TV. There's nothing wrong if we can see the women's football on the NPFL TV app too. So long it's about the growth of everyone, no matter what, everyone is under the NFF. So there's nothing wrong in putting the games on TV. So people can watch. Many people also try to cover the women's game. But some, okay, how do I go to stadium? But if you can watch it on the app, overall, Rivers Angels, they played like a team that really wants to win the league. Watch out for those girls. If they don't win the league later on, whoever wins the league will be well deserving. Remember, so far, Bayelsa have been doing well. I think they've dropped points just once or twice. They're just 4 points ahead of Rivers, so it means they are still not far. Those 2 teams, like I've said over time, I'm waiting for when they will play their games, home and away. Whoever probably wins 4 points or 6 points will end up winning the league between those 2 teams.
All right, that's it. So,
first question is, who are the available managers now? Although, since they went for a Mourinho, initially you think someone like Allegri is not the type of manager they would want. But going for a Mourinho, Allegri won't be far away because they literally play almost the same style, more of solid defensively than just pick you on the back. But for Mourinho
they brought him in
to win.
To win.
No matter
and
what.
He's not winning.
They don't mind even if he wins the Carabao Cup. But let's see what happens in the Carabao Cup final first. But again, Levy is, like you rightly said, he doesn't speak to the media.
He won't say anything.
You just see a report or say Mourinho sacked, Mourinho appointed and everything. But again, their hope will still be the season is not over. Mathematically, they can still make the top four. So probably they
can
wait
still
and
end the
see.
season with a trophy.
And remember, I gave them a bit of hope after Pochettino's poor ending. Came in, steadied the ship for them, then started the Premier League in a not so good manner, but they picked up sort of. So let's see what happens at the end of the season. But believe me, if they don't finish the top four, they lose the final, everything, who knows? Levy, you may just say another report, but I think the way Levy does his own appointment is he has a backup plan. If he sacks Mourinho today, someone else was coming in either that day or the following morning. So he probably will be talking to someone else already. If it doesn't work well, you will hear a media report of Levy trusts to say Mourinho to turn. But if he gets someone else, they will still sack managers this season. Remember, Ronald Koeman may be sacked from Barcelona.
Yeah.
Because all the presidential candidates said they don't want him for next season, blah, blah, blah. If they sack him, who knows? It may be the next one. So he may wait till the end of the season and see what happens probably by May. If things turn around, you can decide to give him one more chance.
I need to stop.
Chukwueze with the assist.
Oh, very good.
I think it's not
good first leg 2-0.
It's not good to pray for players to get injured. But I think the injury has helped Chukwueze. Remember, before the injury, he seldom start games.
Yeah.
There were complaints that Real Madrid had to take Kubo away from there, that it seems this guy doesn't want him. But suddenly Chukwueze got back from injury and he's been starting almost every game. So, well, maybe the injury was good news for him. And we created the goal for the first goal that leading. Now, we do it. Well, for what happened to Spurs, you can't predict anything for now in Europa. But that's what we want, the unpredictability. Not that you can easily say Spurs are through, Villarreal are through. So it's going on well so far, but the much anticipated game is still goalless. But if it ends like this, it means United are also out. So whatever happens today, United must score. They have a chance. They have to score to have a chance of getting to the next round.
All right. I mean,
looking at this list here, just seeing Champions League trophies everywhere.
Littered everywhere.
6,
apart from PSG.
Dortmund, I think 2, Porto 2, Man City nothing, PSG nothing. And
those two.
They're literally the probably powerhouse in terms of money amongst everyone here. But aside that, Real Madrid 13, Chelsea 1. Everyone here aside the
money bags.
The money bags have won the Champions League. And both of them, you can never underrate them. Porto may be the underdog among these guys, but remember they were underdogs in 2004 until they end up winning the title. So you can't underrate any team that gets to the quarterfinal. Juventus did that, and now they are out of the tournament. For Real Madrid, I tell people the 3 peats, especially the last 2, they were not so convincing.
Yeah.
But they just know how to win. Against Atalanta, people thought, well, Atalanta's scoring team, high score. The only goal they scored was a well-planned training routine free kick. They probably could not have scored another goal against Real Madrid. So you can't predict them. Bayern Munich firing on all cylinders. There's a certain Lewandowski now. I think they have to change his name. Scoring anywhere. And it's interesting. Nobody wants to play anybody now. You're thinking, I don't want to play these guys. And I tell people, if you think Porto will be a walkover, ask Juventus. It means they are here for a reason. They were not giving a free pass to the quarterfinal. And let's see, by this time tomorrow, everyone will know if you'll be smiling, I love my fixture, or you'll be crying. But the same Liverpool people are saying are poor. They are poor in the Premier League at Anfield. Now they are not playing at Anfield. They won home and away at Budapest. So you can't underrate anybody for now. You can say Porto are the weakest link there. But again, if you meet them on their good day and your bad day, you'll probably go and join Juventus.
Curtains for you. Okay, so
after what happened in Australia, that was an eye-opener. And again, I think we said here that something can be done here. How did you guys make it work? And you know the Wimbledon with the dressing, the tradition, everything. Last year, many people missed. Some person will tell Wimbledon is biggest Grand Slam, or the Americans will tell you the US Open. So that's the competition even between the Grand Slams. And they are looking at ways to make sure we have to host this event. And probably we actually missed Wimbledon last year. If for nothing, the all whites are fair and everything. So they're looking for ways that, okay, let's cut out this, let's cut out this. So long the event, I'm sure the players will not mind. Yeah. They don't mind any, aside the fun and playing, having a Grand Slam, adding it to your CV. The money is also very good. So
very attractive.
They don't mind whatever happens.
Let's
just have these games. And you know, even qualifying for Wimbledon alone, it's a different ball game entirely. Getting a wild card means you are probably a hero in the courts, and for whatever reason you can't make the rankings and everything. So everyone wants the Wimbledon. We want all the 4 Grand Slams this year. Yep. And if they tell you no queue, you have to obey. If they tell you don't bring 1 or 2 persons, you have to obey. So long this game happens, so long we can watch, so long they can make their money and everyone wins at the end, I think the event should hold.
The neutral flag.
If the 10 of them win gold medals, it's Olympic anthem they will play because they are going as independent nation. But I'm sure they will not mind.
But after this, for us journalists, it's going to be difficult because you're still going to say they are Russians.
Yeah. who will, okay, for example, let's say Segun Torala wins Olympic gold medal and is representing an independent nation. I will call Nigeria. I would have called Nigeria before remembering. No, it's not. Yeah. But again, the players will know they are Russians.
Yeah.
But I'm sure they won't mind. They will prefer, okay, let me still compete. And you know, all the Russians that will be competing at the Olympic Games, they've been scrutinized and over-scrutinized for them to go. Why? Because what your state or your country did, those in charge of the local organizing committee of the country did not help.
Yeah.
And they should count themselves lucky for being part of the few that represent that at least you're a Russian and competing at the Olympic Games. I think it's something big for them. They will probably strive harder to win title. At least I'm the only Russian to win medals.
And for that, the scrutiny is double. But I've sorted it out.
The events will be on. If they probably set any world record, they're going for another test
immediately.
To be very sure. And they won't mind let me just compete and enjoy this event. And at the end of the day, maybe win a gold medal. We've seen stranger results. Remember the last round, Ofena playing 3-3 away, then losing at home. So football is, yes, you can make predictions and everything. I remember some friends would tell me that, Bolu, you're an analyst. You can give us predictions for betting.
No, you're not joking.
It's not the same thing because we've seen results that you can easily say walkover. But again, after 90 minutes, what happens on the day? Who comes out top?
43 minutes. San Siro. AC Milan, Manchester United. Still goalless. If he ends this way, another English team is out.
You can't call it even a decline because if three of them can progress to the quarterfinal, and the unfortunate part, the three of them can even lose in the quarterfinals. But again, I tell people I prefer post-match than pre-match because pre-match, you still be looking at possibilities. Post-match, you talk about what you can see. Okay. And United need to score. They have to score, even if they will draw. If they play 4-4, 3-3, but if it ends goalless like this, well, I think Ole can say another goodbye to a trophy.
Okay.